Um, this actually also maybe is a good time for me to show off the little mocks that I had done, because that was a feature
Take it away,
that
man.
came. Let me give me, I don't know, tell a joke or something. I got all my work stuff up. Look at this. Pull up. So for context here, I had been wanting to do some stuff in the mapping tools. It's not even here. And I reached out to a couple of folks in the community. It's sort of an open, call for input. Scheduled some time with a couple of different folks to get, just sort of interview and understand their process around. Man, where is it? Figma does not make it easy to find things. Recent, that'll help me. Cargo, great. There we go. Yeah, these are my mid-fi mocks here. So the basis of this, let me just put this into play mode. State. All of this information would be preserved. You could kind of go look back at it later. Everything in the UI can be collapsed down, so you can be in sort of a big mapping state. But if you wanted to just be watching your most recent pings come through, this would be kind of the one to be in. And then just some basic settings. So always show the hotspots, show the coverage map. Keeping the screen on, I think, would be a great feature. So it's not always dimming on you. Dark theme for nighttime driving. And I don't know, playing around with the idea of being able to see all of the connections. So this was just sort of a first pass at sort of rethinking what a UI could be, specifically as a mapper tool built on Cargo. So this would probably be like a fork or something, and Cargo would sort of remain as its sort of proof of concept tool. There's a couple of things that would need to happen to this sort of going into the future. I think there's a lot of other ideas. And for instance, console allows you now to buy multiple packets per ping, I guess. I don't know what to call it, per downlink. And so I would want to find some way for uplink. Yes, I always get them turned around. I knew I had it backwards. But I think it would be interesting to see how we can represent multiple packets per uplink, or multiple purchases per uplink. So you would see all of the hotspots that hurt a particular uplink instead of just the one. So yeah,
and then at that point,
this
looks awesome, man. This looks great. Being able to lock your screen, or lock it to the center, that's huge. That's hugely helpful when you're out in the field doing mapping.
Yeah, and so, yeah, this UI, when you're in the locked center mode, this button would probably go away, and then once you pan away, it would reappear. It's kind of a common pattern for mapping tools, but hard to mock in Figma. Oh yeah, go for it.
Any way to have, not necessarily this one, but have it isolate the coverage for a single hotspot?
That's one of those conversations that I think we want to figure out. And I'm also trying to balance in my head mapping analysis and mapping as an activity. And I want to make sure if I bring those things into the app or into the mapping tool, that they don't sort of get in the way of the sort of core feature of mapping. If I were to do that, there'd probably be some sort of analysis tab where you would sort of be able to select it, show different layers, how many times a particular area has been tested, things like that. But that's been a really common request, is to be able to see the results of just one given hotspot. So you're right on track.